Hey everybody, Brandon Boyd with the Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Weekly Pointers, where we cover all the news that you may have missed as it relates to credit cards, points and miles, finance, and travel. If you're looking around the room right now, you're probably thinking, Brandon, this looks like a different setup than what we're used to. And you are correct, because we are actually on the road right now. We're staying at the Grand Hyatt in Washington, D.C. So no, these are not my grandmother's curtains behind me. This is just a hotel suite. If you're not familiar with the Weekly Pointers updates, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is follow along on the screen. So you'll see the topics that we're covering on one side of the screen. The topic that we're currently talking about will be highlighted. And there's even a timer below to let you know how long we're going to talk about each topic. It couldn't be any easier than that. I think it's time to get going, and let's dive right in. United Airlines continues to make waves in the airline industry, as this past week they announced that some of their regional aircrafts will be all electric. This will start in 2026 with the acquisition of the ES-19 aircraft. Currently, the battery technology allows this aircraft to travel 250 miles, which makes it great for regional travel. And United hopes to cut their carbon footprint and also provide a much quieter flight for passengers. So imagine that, riding on a plane without hearing these noisy engines going. It's going to be something interesting to see. Couple that with United's recent announcements that they are investing in supersonic flights that will begin in 2029, and it is very clear that United has some very bold visions for the future. We'll see how these pan out. We've still got a lot of time before then, but I think this is really exciting news overall for the airline industry. If you've been on the Citi credit card site lately, you'll notice that there is one card that is missing for new applicants, and that is the Citi Prestige. It has been announced by Citi that they are canceling their Citi Prestige cards for new applicants only. So if you still have the card, you can continue to use it, but it will not be available for new applicants. It looks like right now they're making a major push towards the Citi Premier card, and that card right now has an 80,000 point sign-up offer. So from the looks of it, they're probably not making enough money on the Citi Prestige card. And if you're not familiar with it, it was a more high-end card, had a $495 annual fee, and it was targeted to compete with the American Express Platinum, Chase Sapphire Reserve, and they may not be making money on it. I'm not 100% sure. They may be revamping the card as well and taking it down temporarily until they are ready to revamp it. But then also they could be doing this because they are pushing people towards their other cards like the Citi Premier. So a lot of speculation as to why they did it, but the one thing for certain is that it is not available for new applicants, so sorry if you missed out on that one. The U.S. State Department has put out some very interesting news as it relates to passports, and if yours is about to expire, you may want to get on it sooner rather than later. The State Department announced that it can take up to 18 weeks to get your passport if you apply today. Now you may be thinking, Brandon, that's fine. I'm just going to expedite it. I'll pay the extra. Well, if you pay the extra $60 to have the passport expedited, the State Department is still saying that it can take up to 12 weeks to receive your passport. So if you've got any cruises, any international travel of any kind, it is time to get on it because they are backlogged like crazy, and there's no time to waste when it comes to getting that passport. Actually, there's a lot of time to waste, about 18 weeks, according to the State Department. Long story short, look at your expiration date, look at any travel you may want to be doing, and get on it sooner rather than later. Dubai is already famous for having the world's tallest building, and now they can lay claim to the deepest swimming pool in the world. Deep Dive Dubai is promising a 169.9 feet deep pool, and just for reference, that's a little taller than a 15-story building. It's the size of about 6 Olympic-sized pools. It offers year-round diving and stays at a very nice 86 degrees year-round. So if you're a diving enthusiast and you're looking for a new challenge, this certainly isn't going to be cave diving. You're not going to go into an actual shipwreck or anything like that, but they do have different challenges in the pool for those that are experienced in diving. And they actually do recommend that you do more than one dive to see what all is there in the bottom of the pool that you can explore. This sounds really exciting. Dubai is always pushing the limits on engineering and what can be done, and this sounds like a really cool experience. When I was growing up, I was afraid to go into the 10-foot section of the pool, so 169.9 feet deep. I may not jump in right away, but if you plan on doing that and you would do it, let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to hear what you have to say. In this week's segment of Too Good to Be True news, McCormick made a huge announcement. If you're not familiar with McCormick, go to your local grocery store. McCormick makes different spice packs, seasoning packs, pretty much everything to flavor about any kind of food that you can think of. But this past week, they announced that they are looking for a director of taco relations. So if you're wondering, Brandon, what is a director of taco relations and exactly what do they do? A director of taco relations first has to really love tacos, which I'm very qualified for. Second, they need to be very social media savvy, and they want someone that can track the latest trends on TikTok and Instagram as it relates to tacos. And the director of taco relations will also be responsible for working with the kitchens at McCormick to develop new taco recipes. The best part of this, they're going to pay $25,000 a month for temporary part-time work, 20 hours per week from September through December. That's pretty crazy, all right? So would you want to make $100,000 for being the director of taco relations? I think I know all there is to know as it relates to tacos, so I think I could be a great director of taco relations. But put your qualifications down in the comments below. Do you love them as much as I do? If this temporary job sounds like a good fit for you, we will put a link down in the description below for more details on that, and we'll also include links for all the stories that I talked about today. If you enjoyed this edition of Weekly Pointers, as always, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, it's time to check in on everything related to credit cards, points and miles, finance, and taco relations. You get a little bit of everything here. I really appreciate you joining me on the road today from Washington, D.C., and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. I'll see you soon.